Hey YouTube, it's Cello Ben here, and today is, I believe, day 6 of the hashtag or sharp sign 100 days of practice. Today I'm going to do a little bit of Bach, actually, to sort of take a rest from orchestral rep and just enjoy it and prepare for something that I have coming up that I need some Bach for. I wanted to share an update on something, though, that's an interesting combination of mortifying, hilarious, and relieving. So a couple days ago or so, I did the video on that Ravel solo, and in subsequent rehearsals, I was having a lot of trouble getting it to fit in context, and I tried all kinds of things. I tried we tried it multiple times. I talked to the conductor about it, and I was just not getting a handle on it. And I came to an unbelievable discovery just a little while ago, and that's that I have been counting it wrong the whole time. I can't believe that this has happened, but it turns out that I was counting one too few quarter rests in at least 2 of the bars or so, if not even more. So I've been generally not happy with, obviously, how I've been playing it, and because I haven't been able to be fitting it in properly in context, and that's been not fun and very, very stressful. And the fact that it was such a simple mistake is, I think, kind of funny, just because of how much mental energy I've put into this, but also supremely relieving, because the concert is tomorrow night. We have 1 dress rehearsal, concert, that's it. So I'm almost out of chances to get it right. So now that I have this new knowledge that it's going to be that I know what I've been doing wrong this whole time, I'm feeling so much more empowered to hopefully do a really good job, and keep working towards that. Today, though, like I said, I'm going to take a look at a little bit of Bach, specifically from the 6th suite. That's really hard to say. The 6th suite, D major, and tonight will be the Allemande. This movement is one of my favorite movements of Bach. I first learned it probably about 7 years ago, and I've picked this movement up a few times since for auditions, and also just for fun, because it's beautiful. But it's really hard, so I'm going to focus on just tuning a few of the chords in it, because it's all so exposed. Anybody who's played solo Bach, especially in front of people, knows how incredibly scary it can be, and how just right out there everything is. And Bach, he just takes no prisoners with this kind of stuff. Although, fun fact, he at one point in his life was in prison in Weimar for a not 100% known reason, but likely the result of at least one angry duke. So there's a fun little historical fact. But basically I'm just saying Bach is hard and he takes no prisoners. So I'm going to tune a couple of chords in this Allemande. I'll just show you how the beginning goes so you can get a sense of what we're dealing with here musically, and maybe you'll hear the first few bars and say, oh, I've heard that. Oh, well, there was one chord that I should tune. Actually, there are a few things in here that I want to tune because the shifts are so delicate. I'm going to start back here. Obviously, if any of you play cello, you'll know that fifths are hard, and they're particularly hard because of the curvature of our fingerboards. If you look at a guitarist, they can bar an interval like this on the frets and have it be perfectly in tune. Depending on the interval depends on what strings it's between, because I believe guitars are typically not tuned entirely in one interval. But that's beside the point right now. The point is that we have this curvature on the fingerboard, so we have to adjust a good bit and sometimes do a slight bit of contorting. So we need to make sure that that contorting is without tension, and also that we get in the right spot and really hit the nail on the head. It's a combination of aural acuity and muscle memory. So let me take a look at this first one again. So I tend to do these arpeggios for these chords, some of them at least, just as a stylistic thing, just enjoying its delicacy. But for this practice, I want to try just hitting the fifth on the bottom. It's not perfect. There we go. So it becomes a little bit tough because I end it on third finger here and I'm doing the fifth with third finger. So I have to kind of hop over and getting there. Let me backtrack a little bit. So I'm going to want to tune this fifth from that previous chord at some point, but I'm not going to take your time doing it because it's going to be a very similar procedure, to what I did in that previous chord. But for now, I want to take on two more stops. One is a double stop, the next is a triple stop. The double stop comes here. One problem here obviously is just kind of hitting the target, but the other problem is because of how it's positioned, at least for me, I can sometimes deal with some finger collapsing there. So. Let me try, since I'm going to be on thumb here already, let me try getting the octave. Okay, now I'm going to try getting that top D, but leaving out the bottom D. F sharp in there. See, my third finger's collapsing, so I need a nice round hand. There we go. And the last chord I want to cover today is probably my favorite chord in the movement. It's a D major 7th chord, or a 4/7. Wait, is it a 4/7? Yeah, because we're in A major here, so this is a 4/7. Not that you care, but theory nerds like myself do. Anyway. So let's tune the 7th first. I'll try and get that tritone, tuning it with my open G. Get that perfect 4th on top, and as I'm sure you cellists know, well, I'm guessing this is similar for most people, but I can't be sure. 4ths are the hardest double stop to tune. They're very finicky creatures. Okay, so to wrap up, I'm going to run through the first half of this Allemande, see how it goes, and then I'll get back to you and reassess what I think needs work and what I think my next steps should be. That mostly went okay, but there's still some intonation problems, and what I'm noticing through this run-through is that not all of the intonation problems are related to chords. A lot of them are on single notes. So the next steps for me are to revisit the chords that need well, I should revisit all of the double, triple, quadruple stops first, and make sure that those are really well tuned. Then the next step is to work on scales, but with a drone. This is going to give me a baseline of intonation. And what I've been told is the best way to work with a drone is to figure out what key you're in at a given point, and then use a drone that is the 5th scale degree of that key, the dominant. So for example, to begin this Allemande, I would want to do it on an A drone. Obviously with a regular drone instead of my voice, because my voice is mutable, even when I don't intend to, and a drone is immutable. Anyway, I'll be back to y'all tomorrow with, well, I don't know what I'm going to be practicing for you tomorrow, but it'll probably be an excerpt for an upcoming audition. Anyway, for now, have a wonderful night, everybody. Thanks for watching, and it's time for me to revisit some of those things, or go through some of those things that I told you about just now in this Bach, and then do a crossword and get ready for bed, because I got a big concert tomorrow. Anyway, have a great night, everybody, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.